And Scott is a true troubadour. He travels around. You'll see what he does. He's not just a musician, but he's a wise man. He's a wise guy. He is the modern-day Dr. Seuss. And he had quite a career in New York. I mean, he opened for Billy Joel. He opened for Bruce Springsteen. And, you know, you make amazing tips, I understand, as a doorman. And so now, without any further ado, even though we're going to have plenty of further ado, please welcome Scott Grace.
Hello, everybody. You're going to have a good time. I mean, isn't this great already?
Yeah.
So, just a matter of logistics, we do need to ask that you take out your cell phone at this time. Take out your cell phone and get ready to hold it up for this song. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got Google and Siri in my phone. I got Google and Siri in my phone. I got Google and Siri in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. Okay, listen up. I don't need imagination. I got games. I don't need to use my voice. I got text. I don't need to use a condom. Porn's the safest sex. I got the whole world in my phone. Okay, boys and girls, I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I can't be bothered looking up. I got phone, I'm just a little too busy on my phone, and human contact makes me dizzy. I got phone, I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. How could I ever get bored? I got phone. How could I ever feel lonely? I got phone. I think I found my one and only. Love my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I won my wife and kids on eBay. On my phone, I was the highest bidder. On my phone, the kids don't need a babysitter. They got phones, they get the whole world in their phones. One more time. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole wide world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I got the whole world in my phone. I want to let you know something. I would be totally terrified if I thought that I was a comedian and this was a comedy show and it's my job to make you laugh. That would bring up so much performance anxiety for me. So I just want to let you know, I'm not a comedian, you are not an audience. We're just sitting around, there's a living room, there's a fire, and I'm just sharing some songs. Does that work for you? Because that's the only way I can do this. By the way, I never try to be funny. never, because that kills the mood, right? And I just like let my mind wander. And I used to get in trouble for it when I was a kid, just wandering anywhere it wants to go. I was at a Kenny Loggins show, and he was singing Danny's song, Even Though We Ain't Got Money. And I was thinking, you know, he didn't have money when he wrote that song, but the song made him rich. And I was just sitting there wondering, you know, how does he sing that song? With sincerity? Does he get bored of it? Does he feel like a hypocrite? And what's going on? And then I started thinking, I wonder if Donald Trump sings that song. And how he would do it, you know? And I thought, no, he would have to change the words a little bit. So here's my version of what I think Donald would say. People say I'm insecure underneath it all, that I build my towers so tall to compensate for something small. Had me 3 trophy wives with looks that kill, but in bed too went chill. Glad I had prenuptial. And even though I can't keep a honey, I'm so in love with my money. Every day I bring $1 million more. And in the morning when I rise, I pull the wig right over my eyes. Tell myself all day that I'm always right. Ran for president, cause it was mega fun. And I love the attention. Fuck you all, I should've won. Set my sights on Obama's birth certificate, cause my motto is never quit, even when I'm full of shit. And even though I can't keep a honey, I'm so in love with my money. Every day bring $1 million more. And in the morning when I rise, comb the comb over my eyes and tell me every day that I'm always right. Daydreaming, it just takes me where I want to go. And one day I was sitting on an airplane listening for the 3,000th time the flight attendant do all the safety instructions, and I just thought, what if we as a culture weren't so afraid of death, hung up on living forever? What if death was nonchalant, just a part of life? Would we be saying all these safety precautions? Because let's face it, if we're up there and, you know, suddenly we're going to go down, we're going to die. And then I went to India, and you know, I flew on one of their commuter airplanes. And the flight attendant in India, because they live in a culture that doesn't just pay lip service to the idea that life is eternal, they live it. So she said something like this: in the event of a crash landing, please exit your body through the crown chakra and start heading down the tunnel to the light. Now, you may see some deceased relatives, but don't worry, they will not push your buttons. They will just take you to your next plane. If this happens, I want to thank you in advance for dying Air India, where we have transitioned more passengers than any other airline. Last year, even surpassing Reunited. And if you are not a member, please do not hesitate. Sign up for our frequent dyer program. Thank you. Thank you. And then on the other hand, I think sometimes we don't have reverence for life. And in this country especially, with all the wars and stuff like that, it's kind of like an addiction. And on September 11th this year, I woke up at 3 in the morning and did something that I don't think I ever did, which is I wrote a political song. Here it goes. Let's invade the Middle East again. Let us bomb our way to peace again. We're not the kind of nation that can turn away from yet another chance to save the day. Now ISIS ain't the nicest kind of people. They make Al-Qaeda look like pacifists. Somehow they must be stopped. Let's call the global cops. The USA we simply can't resist. Oh, let's invade the Middle East again. Let us bomb our way to peace again. God approves it and is on our side. The cause is just and Jesus sanctified. We hope we will be seen as liberators, but we cannot control the way they think. We've only come to help. Be kind to us on Yelp, 'cause lately the reviews were getting stink. The USA were pretty codependent, and we avoid our own recovery. We like getting involved in problems we can't solve. Our country really needs some therapy. Whoa, let's invade the Middle East again. Sing along. Let us bomb our way to peace again. History, it just repeats again. So grab your gun, let's go and save the day. Now this may take a few years or a decade. It may cost trillions, payback will be hard. But China will be thrilled to help us with the bill. Let's put another war on credit cards. Our country really needs another mission, another operation shock and awe. 'Cause our domestic mess has got us all depressed. Thank God now we can have another war. Sweet war, let's make a lot of noise again. Try out all our latest toys again. We'll bring stability where chaos reigns, like we did when we removed Saddam Hussein. Historically, we're not fans of nonviolence. The natives here, they can attest to that. When greedy or afraid, we just say bombs away. And in our self-defense we do attack. Whoa, let's invade the Middle East again. Let us bomb our way to peace again. We'll make some enemies along the way, but that's just the price you pay. We'll save some bombs for them another day. Sitting in my belly that when I sing that song, it's like, it's so much fun, it's a nice little sing one, but I have strong feelings about the subject there. Do you, are you or do you know somebody who takes themselves a little too seriously on the spiritual path? Okay, let's confess and have a good laugh. You walked into the Whole Foods like you were walking into a cloud. Your hair strategically shaved right off your head. Your aura's so well endowed. You climbed aboard your astral plane as you laid your body down. And all your friends thought that you were enlightened. You were enlightened and you're so light. You probably think you don't have a shadow. You're so light. Bet you think you don't have a shadow, don't you? Don't you? Well, whenever you start feeling pain, you meditate till it's gone. And you stay away from energy drains, like relatives or real jobs. You stay in bliss most of the time, and when you're not, it's hard paying the bills that aren't worth your attention. You're so light. You probably think you don't have a shadow. You're so light. Bet you think you don't have a shadow, don't you? Don't you? Well, you're not much at commitment because you like to stay in the now. You like to keep your options open because freedom is your sacred vow. You can't keep a relationship because they call you on your stuff. And when they do, you say, that's your projection. You're so light. Oh yeah. I am so nervous, but it feels so good. There's no pain. It's just all joy, excitement, and jittery energy. So some of you might know, if you've been following me around on YouTube and such, that I have an alter ego where I'm the spiritual Dr. Seuss. And in 2010, when my daughter was 2 years old, and I was reading her Dr. Seuss, something began to happen in my consciousness in which I couldn't turn Dr. Seuss off. I would close the book, but I kept on thinking and feeling and vibrating his energy, his playfulness, his cleverness, his wit, his rhymes, the whole 9 yards. And for a while I just thought something was going really off in my consciousness. But as most things, you know, once you stop resisting it and you go with it, it turns out to be a blessing. And I've channeled 4 poems. I'm going to do one of them and then bring the next performer on stage. So this is like Dr. Seuss and spirituality mixed together. So get in your pajamas. Let's gather and snuggle. And I'll tell you a story, the story of struggle. It begins at a time before struggle began, in a garden called Easy, where all things were grand. The people who tended the garden had fun. They prospered and played and got lots of things done. One day, 2 plain folks, call them Adam and Eve, went under the cover with shame and some leaves. And then came the blame game, the who cut the cheese? Was it Eve or a snake or the wrong choice of trees? The day-to-day play, all the joy they were given, gave way to the sense, we must work for a living. And God did reply, kid, you gotta be kidding. Everything you could want is right here, not forbidden. But they would not, they could not receive the good news. They thought that to play they must first pay their dues. By the sweat of thy brow we must now earn our bread. And they didn't know the gluten had gone to their heads. Then they passed this confusion right on to their kids, hiding their loins with more leaves from more figs, teaching their offspring original sin, who then passed it off to their nextest of kin. And they made their cause noble. They justified pain. To suffer is God's will. No pain means no gain. And if you have struggled through life unabated, when you croak, your rewards card will be activated. That's when you cash in all your hard sacrifices and rest up in heaven with the rest of the righteous. So human beings, they assumed the position of forgetting God's love didn't come with conditions. They dreamed of a God with a list of demands, with rules and with judgments, and a whip in his hands, and over the seas came the pure Puritans to spread the work ethic all over the land. The pleasures of life must not ever be trusted. If you dare enjoy sex, you're eternally busted. God sits on a cloud with his one only son, and they both wear a frown if you have too much fun. But if you can grab a bull right by its horns, well then God is pleased and might send less shit storms. And then on your tombstone, your tribute might say, she worked hard for the money and toiled each day. He played by the rules, never did make a scene. And here lies his body, along with his dreams. Most folks are not dead yet, just taking a snooze, asleep at the wheel driven by their to-dos. The average adult has a list that won't stop. And to be who you are is just not near the top. But when your to-bes become priorities, you can fly through to-dos with the greatest of ease. But when your to-dos make to-bes disappear, you get caught into doo-doos right up to your ears. So what in the world is this thing struggling? Allow me to define it, this world-famous thing. It's trying and trying and trying so hard with your own ego strength that is no match for God's. But when you join Him, you're doing your best, and it's very courageous. But I'll do it myself is not self-advantageous. But when you join hands with the powers that be, then your source takes the lead, and she leads you for free. So struggling is simply a well-worn belief. And beliefs can be bygones, replaced and released. See, what's a belief but a thought you've been thinking so long and so hard that it's doing some stinking? And when you can smell your own moldy beliefs, you break out of the mold and you get some relief. By now, are you thinking enough is enough? That there's life beyond struggle and you just want to trust? Then woo-hoo, you're ready to drop that belief and reclaim what's under your ancient fig leaf. Because under your cover, there's nothing to hide. That slippery serpent's been speaking some jive. We don't work for a living, we're already alive. We're not here for surviving, we'd be here to thrive. We're not human doings, we're beings born to fly. So get out your cell phone and send out a text to your family and friends, all your loved nervous wrecks, and tell them their nerves need no longer be taxed. They can travel downstream and be much more relaxed. And if they say, hey, that just makes me afraid, because lazy don't pay me, there's bills to be paid. Let them see easy does it is working for you, that your life has your back and your trust sees you through. And if they say, no way, Jose, that's just fine. Not everyone's hip to the trick, they're divine. But everyone gets there in their own sweet time. And you help them the most when you're staying aligned. Staying aligned, staying aligned. Staying aligned. And so when your business becomes your main business, you feel just like Santa the eve before Christmas. There's so much to give and so much to receive, and it happens as easy as breath when you breathe. Your breath breathes itself with no push and no shove. And so goes your life when you know that you're loved. And if you work hard and do work on the sweat, it's only because you so love getting wet. Because when you're inspired, you follow your bliss. Even when you perspire, it feels effortless. Like the work that you're doing is being done through you. And you're thrilled to be letting the universe do you. Oh, God. Please email this poem. Please email this poem, although some might delete it, and post it on Facebook and on Twitter. Tweet it. Because millions are ready to hear the good news, that struggle is a choice and you don't have to choose. And struggle-free living, oh my, how we love it. We flow down the stream on the boat, easy does it. And easy does do it, we find out at last. We don't stop at the tolls, we've got Easy Pass. We're taking it light in the slow lane, or fast, because the joke's been on us, and we finally can laugh. I have one final message, and then I will go. You can't give up struggle completely, you know. There are rites and passages, powerful rites, when struggle's a part of you, birthing more life. Try reading this poem to a woman in labor. She'd say, out of my face, don't do me no favors. Our struggles are sometimes endearingly human. They spice up our life like fresh garlic or cumin. So next time you struggle, please don't self-attack. Don't struggle with struggle. Let's cut you some slack. Because when you are kind to yourself in your struggles, the kindness alone brings relief on the double. So let me wrap up now because I'm feeling spent. Let's sacrifice struggle this Easter for Lent. Or just do it now. Why procrastinate? when the garden of ease is your natural state. It's been waiting with patience, and it's well worth the wait. The garden of ease is our natural state. It's everyone's birthright and everyone's fate. The garden of ease is our natural